इंडिया की लैंग्वेज कलर है,
हाँ.
और अगर कलर मेरी फोटो में नहीं होगा तो इंडिया मेरी फोटो में नहीं होगा.
I have seen you do a lot of portraits, and you have a couple of series, many series actually, about the portraits, like the family portraits you have done then and now, and couple of more series. What is a portrait, sir?
Good portrait is one which shows the soul of a person. मैं कहता हूँ आपको पता ही नहीं कि सोल होता है कि नहीं होता है, तो आप या उसको फोटो में कहाँ से दिखाने लगे. चूजिंग अ प्रोफेशन कि I did not want to follow in my father's footsteps.
Okay. So that was a kind of rebel spirit in you at that time. That you don't want to do it.
I prefer to project it as rebel. Somewhere in my mind there was कि हिंदुस्तान में कास्ट सिस्टम होता है, और कास्ट सिस्टम के हिसाब से अगर बाप मोची तो बेटा मोची, बाप फोटोग्राफर तो बेटा फोटोग्राफर, बाप की हट्टी है तो बेटे को हट्टी पे जाके बैठना पड़ेगा, फैक्ट्री है तो फैक्ट्री चलानी पड़ेगी. So that is something which I've actually always been against.
It's such an honor to have you here, and I'm really excited for the conversation that we are going to have. The first thing that I want to ask you, how's life been lately, and are you shooting or are you working on any kind of project or book lately that you want to share?
First of all, thank you very much for having me here, and I am particularly delighted and honored that I'm one of the first people in your series of podcasts. So
thank you so much, sir.
And that really matters a lot. And I wish you well, and I'm sure it's going to be a great journey from here on.
Yeah, thank you.
In spite of having invited me first. तो मेरे पे ना डाल देना कि इसकी वजह से नहीं चला कि चला, ठीक है? Yes, the last few months actually I've been traveling quite a bit.
Okay.
It started in November because my younger daughter Mahi, she lives in Paris, and I wanted to go and visit her and just stay because she's got her own apartment now. And just to stay with her for 2 weeks and then to explore Paris, which is a city which I've been to about 2-3 times earlier. But it was always that 2-4 दिन Paris में रहे, फिर इधर उधर घूम लिए, go to other places and all that. But this time I wanted to only go there. तो एक तरह से वो फीलिंग आया कि मैं यहीं रहता हूँ सुबह आराम से बिना प्रेशर के. नहीं तो होता है ना नॉर्मली कि आज ट्रैवल की देखनी है, अगले दिन 3 चीजें देखनी है. ये था कि जैसे स्ट्रीट फोटोग्राफर का है कि गली में निकल लो और जो दिखे उसके साथ एंगेज करो. सो that was the idea. And also it was the time when the Paris photo, उनका एक एनुअल वहाँ पे फेस्टिवल होता है.
Okay.
So that was happening. So I made sure that I could go and visit there, which itself was a very enlightening kind of experience. Because of the scale of work which is shown there and the way it was exhibited. It's been a long time since one has seen so many good quality prints. क्योंकि आज की दुनिया में the photography has been reduced to being just a screen medium largely. But to see photographs on print and in different kinds of genres, I thought would be very interesting, and it really turned out to be very enriching.
And I think Italy and Paris, I think they celebrate art more than how you celebrate here.
They do, yeah. So that was where in recent times, I'm telling you, this is what my travel started. Then also I'm working on 2 books with 2 people who really, I'm working as a photographer. They're not my books really. So there's a friend of mine, Arun. He's a chef. तो उनके साथ 3 साल पहले एक मैंने उनकी पहली किताब करी थी, which is called Feast on a Leaf, which was about the sadhya in Onam in Kerala.
Okay.
So we'd photographed different dishes, how they're made, and also the entire festivities of Onam. तो ये किताब पब्लिश हुई थी 2 साल पहले.
Okay.
And now he is doing a book on Kerala cuisine, which is the different kinds of cuisine in different parts of Kerala.
Okay. It's local cuisines?
Totally.
Okay.
Malayali cuisine.
Okay, nice.
So because of that, we were traveling to different parts of Kerala and staying there for a couple of days.
I think I saw your stories that you were traveling to South these days. Recently you shared some. Okay, it's for that project.
That's what.
Okay.
That's why I was there. And the other very interestingly is a project where there's a person called Rahul Chawla. He's actually a very senior finance man. And he has written a book on his last 20 odd years of travels around the country. Where he's writing about the various kind of hotels he's stayed in, the places he's gone to, and more importantly, the kind of food he's eaten. And what I found very interesting was that he was talking about food start from golgappas on the street to fancy cuisine in a very fancy restaurant in a hotel. So that's, as a photographer, gives you that a very broad canvas to work with. And not just in one place, but different parts of the country.
Okay.
So in the last couple of months, I've already been to Kerala, of course, and to Patiala, Amritsar, to Lucknow,
Okay.
Delhi itself. So
Mm.
the kind of situations one is looking at, the kind of food one is experiencing, the kind of hotels one is looking at. So I find these kind of projects now very, very interesting. And fortunately, two of them came up together for me.
That's amazing. Also, I'm quite amazed by your the series that you put on Instagram, Why Photograph. So I want to just ask, like, what inspired you to take images? What inspires you till now to take images?
So the reason behind Why Photograph is a series is that I think there comes a time when you, as a photographer, and I've been, doing photography for 50 years, and I've been doing professional photography for 36 years now. That you do wonder कि क्या ये क्या है ये क्यों है because this is, at the end of the day, the way I see it today is this is my language, and through this language is my expression. And more than something which is going from me to the world, is also how the world
God
comes
is
to
coming
me.
to you.
So I think it's what Why Photograph, the idea was to pause, look at a photograph, and try and explain to myself कि why did I shoot this picture? And not necessarily breaking it down कि इसमें ये रंग है, इसमें ये आदमी ये कर रहा है वगैरह, but just the feeling behind
What
it.
happened internally to you? कि
Yeah,
आपने you went to take a picture.
Yeah. So and in the process of taking a picture, in the process of selecting that picture, because आखिर सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट तो ये होता है कि एक तो फोटो खींचते हैं हम, you could 50 फोटो खींच सकते हो, बट एक फोटो होती है उसमें से आप जो कहते हो कि yes, this is something which I want, I like, and this is the photograph which represents my vision of this moment which I would want to share. Now whether anyone looks at it or not, but you are in a way saying this is my trademark, this is my mark.
That is something that you want to say. Yeah. जब भी आप अपने कोई image present कर रहे हो.
हाँ, want to say है कि नहीं है, बट उससे अब कम से कम एक तरह से मैं अपने आप से भी वो conversation शुरू कर दी इसकी वजह से कि ये फोटो तूने ली क्यों है, इसका मैना क्या है, ये सिर्फ यही नहीं होता कि आपको क्या उससे मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ, मेरे साथ क्या हो रहा था उसके बारे में. So Why Photograph for me is really almost an internal and personal investigation, rather than just thinking, well, let me tell you how or why. That's a secondary thing.
Yeah.
Because I can't control what you'll take from it, but I can certainly think about what I put into it. So that's the reason for that series.
Okay. That's amazing. तो अभी नेक्स्ट जो मेरा क्वेश्चन है वो आपकी पर्सनल जर्नी में डाइव इन हम कर रहे हैं. तो आई थिंक यू स्टार्टेड योर करियर विद लाइक रैंडम जॉब्स, अ लॉट ऑफ जॉब्स, एंड देन यू स्टडीड इकोनॉमिक्स इन DU, Delhi University, and then you did a job in advertising and marketing for 12 years, and then you get back to photography, है ना? So there was a time, like I have read it somewhere, I think on your website, there was a time when you resisted that you don't want to be a photographer, and then after 12 years you decided back. So what changed inside you? How emotionally this shift happened? I just want to understand, and what's the story, the whole story about it?
So why the shift happened is and it's an emotional shift, of course, is something which I'm still, thinking about and wondering about. कोई ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जिंदगी में जिनका कोई एक, पर्टिकुलर आंसर नहीं होता है, एक इसका, एक बड़ा सा आंसर होता है, अगर वो भी होता है कि नहीं. But I came to photography really thanks to my father, because my father was a photographer himself too. And he used to work with the American Embassy.
Okay.
Is the USIS, which is the photo services, and used to work with that and used to head that division.
Okay.
So for me, the advantage was now this is of course during the 70s and 80s, when I was still in school. कि उस समय analog का time था, film का time था, and it was not very easy to have access to cameras and to be able to afford film. But thanks to my father, there was a camera which was there at home, and once in a while I would get a roll of film from him. And subsequently, we also had he set up a darkroom in the house so that one could also experiment with making prints, which I was never very good at, but at least, उस समय ये था कि black and white, अगर आप सिर्फ black and white roll ही shoot कर रहा था मैं, क्योंकि that's what one could afford. और वो उसको सिर्फ नेगेटिव देख के तो पता नहीं लगता था कि क्या है, तो थोड़े छोटे बहुत प्रिंट बनाने का मौका मिलता था डार्क रूम में. So that's where my initial understanding and engagement with photography started, which is really in school, thanks to my father.
That's amazing.
So I would also say that, my love for the medium and my basic understanding of how to take pictures came from that, few years. But ये भी था कि I was very clear when it came to choosing a profession कि I did not want to follow in my father's footsteps.
Okay.
Okay.
So that was a kind of rebel spirit in you at that time. Like you don't want to do it.
I prefer to project it as rebel,
Hmm.
but उसमें सच कितना कुछ था उस समय वो बात और है. I also think somewhere in my mind there was कि हिंदुस्तान में कास्ट सिस्टम होता है और कास्ट सिस्टम के हिसाब से अगर बाप मोची तो बेटा मोची, बाप फोटोग्राफर तो बेटा फोटोग्राफर, बाप की हट्टी है तो बेटे को हट्टी पे जाके बैठना पड़ेगा, फैक्ट्री है तो फैक्ट्री चलानी पड़ेगी. So that is something which I've actually always been against. This is something which I think is totally wrong because it takes away the freedom of the individual to decide on what they would want the course of their life to be.
और आपकी personality भी I think then effect आता है कि like who are you? Like it kind of being challenged.
उसको आप rebellion कह लीजिए या कहिए कि नहीं, I would rather also look at my own course, my own choices in life and see where I would want to go with them. Whether I succeed or failure वो तो बात की बात होती है, but कि आप क्या करना चाहते हैं. But ये कहना आसान होता है, but चलिए किया है ना. But I wasn't a very good student, and so therefore I didn't get very good marks. I did my economics from Sri Ram College in Delhi University. Okay. With 3rd division आई थी. Okay. ना MBA किया था ना कुछ किया था. So the initial years of almost 1.5-2 years of I worked as a quality checker in a garment factory in Faridabad.
अच्छा.
6 महीने वो किया.
ये आप किस समय पे after
soon after I finished college.
After the college.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So 77 में college finish किया था. My first job really was that. उसके बाद 78 and 79 में HCL जो आज करोड़ों की कंपनी है वो शुरू हुई थी अभी.
अच्छा.
तो Shiv Nadar and a group of people had left DCM computers and they started HCL.
Oh.
तो उनका एक डिवीजन था जिसमें they were now importing printers.
अच्छा.
छोटे प्रिंटर्स आते थे. पहली बार ही वो प्रिंटर्स हिंदुस्तान में आने लगे थे, कैलकुलेटर प्रिंटर्स. So they had a major screening of an interviews for people to come and join as sales executives. And somehow the other I got that job.
अच्छा.
मेरा area of operation था to go and sell these calculator printers in चावड़ी बाजार.
अच्छा.
तो अब ये उस टाइम पे तो था कि बैंड बज गई. ये तो ऐसी जगह थी जहाँ पे मैं कभी पहले गया भी. हाँ, कुछ जहन में नहीं था कि क्या होगा कैसे होगा. But I was really exposed to a totally different kind of India.
So what forced you to do this? Is it something like that you were doing by your choice, or you were feeling like I have to do something, I have to earn money or something? Like how?
Absolutely. Just that you have to do early 20s. You have to do a job.
Yeah.
Job वही करेंगे जो मिलेगा.
हाँ, अच्छा, okay.
It wasn't like I was dying to be a salesman.
Of course.
But it was a job which, and okay, so HCL के काफी वो उस टाइम पे बात भी उठी थी कि Shiv Nadar and company they've started this.
Okay.
तो इतनी अक्ल नहीं होती उस टाइम पे इंसान को.
Of course.
ये मेरा जिंदगी भर का करियर है कि नहीं, but it was it seemed like this.
You need some money and you of course you have to do your thing. So okay.
तो वो मैंने किया 6 महीने. And the most interesting thing was that, like I said, कि calculators had come into the country for the first time then. So most people weren't even aware कि calculator होता है ये. तो एक मैं visit कर रहा था and mostly it was traders and wholesalers and चावड़ी बाजार and सदर बाजार in that area. तो एक दोपहर को मैं किसी एक दुकान में बैठा तो सेठ जी बैठे हुए थे. उस अपने वो गोल पिलोज वगैरह होते हैं उस पे आराम से बैठ के. तो ही अग्रीड कि मैं उनको दिखा सकूं. तो मैं उनको दिखा रहा था वो.
ओके.
ये कैलकुलेटर है जी, ये आपके लिए ये कर सकता है, ये कर सकता है, वो कर सकता है. तो बड़े आराम से बैठ के सुन रहे थे मेरे से. तो उन्होंने पूछा तो ये है कितने का. तो मेरे ख्याल उस टाइम पे 1200-1300 का था. काफी, क्योंकि इट वाज द काइंड व्हिच आल्सो हैड दैट थर्मो प्रिंटर थिंग विद इट.
अच्छा. According to that time it's too much, like 1200 at that time.
Yeah. हो सकता है कि थोड़ा कम ही होगा. बट नहीं, वो छोटा नहीं था.
अच्छा.
हैंड वाला नहीं, थोड़ा वो जो कमर्शियल एस्टेब्लिशमेंट्स के लिए होता था.
ओके.
तो इससे और इस इतना महंगा नहीं तो इससे कम का कितना होगा. तो आई शोड हिम द हैंड कैलकुलेटर. सो वो कोई था 400-500 में. सर ये देखिए ये आपकी कैलकुलेशन भी कर देगा, ये भी कर देगा, वो भी कर देगा. सो ही टेल्स मी, अच्छा देख ये जो और बंदा पीछे बैठा है ना दुकान में, एंड ही शोड मी द पर्सन हु इज सिटिंग देयर, ये मेरा हिसाब किताब भी करता है सारा.
ठीक है.
ये चाय भी बनाता है.
सही है.
ये हमारे ग्राहक आते हैं उनसे भी बात करता है.
ठीक है.
और इसकी सैलरी है 300 रुपये
महीने की.
तो मैं ये क्यों लूँ जब ये हो ही रहा है मेरे साथ. सो इन दैट मोमेंट द पेनी ड्रॉप्ड इन माई माइंड कि यार बॉस ये तेरे बस का नहीं है,
हाँ.
ये तेरे को छोड़ना पड़ेगा एक दिन. But I am eternally grateful to that 5 or 6 months or 7 months in which I did that job. Because really I got to meet people who I normally would not have met.
Okay.
और ये अगर आप अपनी जिंदगी को वेरी रेट्रोस्पेक्ट में देखते हैं, ज़्यादा सीख आपको उन लोगों से मिलती है जिनको आप नॉर्मली मिलते नहीं हैं, who are not part of your own social milieu. क्योंकि अदरवाइज अपने जैसे अपनी सोसाइटी के जो लोग होते हैं वो तो आपकी रिफ्लेक्शन ही है. वो तो
सेम थिंग जो आप बात कर रहे
तो
हो.
उसमें आपको कुछ नई चीज़ तो आती नहीं है. और हिंदुस्तान जैसा देश जो है जिसमें कई हिंदुस्तान एक ही टाइम पे एक ही जगह पे एग्जिस्ट करते हैं. Because if you see socio-economically, our country is a very complex and diverse country. The most modern people also live in the country at the moment, and the most poverty-stricken too. Different religions, different languages, all coexist. And that is something which then I realized through early travel and through jobs like this. Just because I am, a convent educated, Sri Ram College से पढ़ा हुआ, वो एक टाइप का इंसान होता है वो.
Of course.
और अगर आप उसी बैंड में रहते हैं, which is there nothing wrong with that, but then your entire thing remains within that band. But I wanted to expand that for myself.
That's nice.
So anyway, so that was it. And then I, got myself a job in a small advertising agency. And thereafter...
And where was it? Where was this agency? In Delhi?
My earliest job was with an agency called Graphics Ads, which was really small. It's, 2-3 people kind of agency it was. But fairly soon I got a job with Clarion Bombay.
Oh, okay.
As a trainee. So which was a very good break. And, because normally even at that time, in big agencies like Clarion and O&M and HT, etc., you needed to be an MBA to be able to get a client services job. But fortunately, for some reason, I managed to get that.
Okay.
And then I worked in Bombay for about 2 years in Clarion.
Okay.
And then subsequently came to Clarion Delhi, then worked with Lintaz. And by the time I was 27, I had probably done well enough to be, I then started the Enterprise Delhi branch. And I ran that for 5 years.
Enterprise branch as in?
Enterprise एक agency होती थी. There were two very, very creative agencies in the late 80s in India.
Okay.
One called Enterprise and the other called Trikaya.
Okay.
तो size के हिसाब से HTA, O&M, Clarion, they were the very big agencies in terms of billings. But the agencies which were really respected for creativity were Enterprise and Trikaya.
Okay.
So I got a job as the branch manager and I started the branch for Enterprise in Delhi.
Okay.
And I ran that for 5 years.
Okay.
And in that period, then I decided कि यार ये हो गया advertising काफी.
अच्छा.
And it's time that I wanted to go back to my first love, which is photography.
Okay. But the point is like before you get into jobs and everything, तो आपको तो काफ़ी रेजिस्टेंस था कि यार फोटोग्राफी में मुझे नहीं जाना है. तो इस टाइम पे आपको why you feel like because you didn't enjoy the process of these jobs and everything, or it was something else that hit you कि हाँ अब तो वापस I have to go back to photography?
See, it wasn't even about going back to photography because बचपन में तो आप कई चीज़ें करते हो, के माहौल में कई चीज़ें होती हैं. The photography was like a natural thing.
It was a natural thing. हाँ, ठीक है.
And it wasn't like I necessarily had to see that as a profession, but I did see that कि I don't want this to be a profession for whatever reasons. And
ठीक है.
50-55 साल पहले की बात है, थोड़ी वो idea भी थोड़ा foggy हो जाता है. But largely it was that I didn't want to follow in my father's footsteps.
Okay.
But try and strike out on my own, and which is what eventually took me to advertising.
Okay.
But even after joining advertising, after the first 4 or 5 years, when I came back from Clarion and I came to Delhi, which was then I think in 1982, I said I told my dad that I want to be a photographer.
Acha.
but I want to first learn photography in
Hmm.
a systematic manner.
Okay.
और उस समय हिंदुस्तान में कोई फोटोग्राफी के स्कूल्स नहीं थे, कोई
Hmm.
कोर्सेज नहीं थे.
Hmm.
And I always had this thing कि I want to go to New York because I'd seen as a center for photography
Okay.
in the world.
Hmm.
And join a school there and learn from there.
Oh, okay.
So I somehow convinced my father कि आप मेरे को एक टिकट दिला दो और मैं
अच्छा,
अमेरिका जाऊंगा, वहाँ पे
सही है,
will study photography.
ठीक है.
And he agreed, and so I went.
That's so nice.
And so there I was in New York. But you know what you don't realize is that one, it's very expensive. Even then it was expensive to be in a school,
Hmm.
which I didn't have that kind of money. Two, that you have to have a social security number.
Hmm.
जैसे हमारा ये अब आधार है, आधार के बिना आप कुछ नहीं है. तो अमेरिका में वो सिस्टम है, अगर कुछ भी करना हो, बैंक अकाउंट भी खोलना हो, कोर्स भी ज्वाइन करना हो, तो एक सोशल सिक्योरिटी नंबर होता है. सो उसमें थोड़ा टाइम लगता है और कुछ और चीज़ें करनी पड़ती हैं उसको दिलाने के लिए. तो वो 6-7 महीने जब मैं वहाँ पे था, आई वॉज वर्किंग एज अ बस बॉय इन अ बार इन न्यूयॉर्क.
Okay.
अब बस बॉय होता है जो वेटर का असिस्टेंट होता है.
Okay.
ओके.
ठीक है.
And what you are expected to do is to clear tables and set tables and fill, say, glasses of water.
Okay.
You're not even considered to be smart enough or trained enough to be able to take orders
Oh, okay.
from the client.
Hmm.
क्योंकि वो जब तक आप समझेंगे नहीं कि कि आप किचन में क्या बन रहा है, क्यों बन रहा है, कैसे बन रहा है, you're not supposed to take
orders.
हाँ.
Okay.
So, but it was a very, very interesting thing for me, which also taught me what service means. That again is something in India, especially with the kind of social milieu people like us come from. We are never expected to have served,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, actually, these kind of jobs are looked down upon. And which is really sad is that it seems to be socially okay to look down on them. But when you get to do them, and you get to do them in a society where, you're considered to be equal, okay? You might be economically, better off or worse off, but it's not like you're seen as someone who's inferior, okay? Also, New York में ये था उस समय कि it was the city of television, it was the city of, films, okay, was Los Angeles, but even New York had a lot of theater, a lot of television, some film. So a lot of the young people who would come there looking for a break into theater, into television, etc., वो ये काम करते थे. बस बॉय का, वेटर का, इस टाइप का, okay, waiting for their big break.
I understand it.
And so that's the kind of milieu which I then found myself in. It was really interesting to find other people in their 20s who are also now looking for a break in their life, wanted to move ahead, and were working with a passion.
इसने भी I think आपको काफी expansion में help किया होगा उस time पे, because it is different.
So the reason I'm spending some time explaining this is because I think it's very important for people to understand that there are various things you should do in your life, because the experience expands your mind, it expands your
100%.
personality. Okay, it also helps you to not look down at things.
Yeah.
Because वो बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी होता है. वो एक तरह से हिंदुस्तान की बीमारी है ये.
Yeah. So
कि यहाँ पे क्लासिज्म और कास्टिज्म इतना हमारे सिस्टम में है कि it's almost seen as socially acceptable to be able to look down at people or to look down
वो
at
खुद ही आपको constraint कर दे रहे हैं ना, आपकी personality तो कितना fix हो जा रही है.
तो वो जो है आपको बहुत जरूरी होता है. And what we'll talk about maybe even later is that all these things actually are the building blocks of your life and your personality. It's not just how to operate a camera.
Yeah, true, 100%.
It's not कि shutter speed क्या होनी चाहिए, ISO क्या होना चाहिए, but आपने जिंदगी में क्या किया है, जिंदगी में क्या देखा है, क्या एक्सपीरियंस किया है, वो चीज़ें होती हैं जो आपके लिखने में, फोटो खींचने में, डांस करने में, गाना गाने में, वो सारी चीज़ें जो है ना, वो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण.
That's the material जिसके बाद आप कुछ एक्सप्रेस कर पाओगे. हाँ जी. तो आपने वैसे आंसर दे दिया इस क्वेश्चन का. आई वाज आस्किंग कि आपने जैसे कन्वेंशनली आपने थोड़ा सा लेट शुरू किया फोटोग्राफी प्रोफेशनली एट द एज ऑफ 33 1990s. तो आई थिंक दैट हेल्प्ड यू इन दिस वे, लाइक यू बिल्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस. You already told this. So
two things. It's one is building experiences. The other, of course, like I said, when I went to the US, and I actually didn't get to do a course.
Okay.
Because after being there for about 7 or 8 months, my father died in a car accident.
Oh.
And so I decided to come back.
Oh.
Okay. तो उस समय तक मैंने कोर्स किया ही नहीं था.
Oh, okay.
और जब मैं वापस आया, the only thing I could still do, because I was qualified to do, was to go back into advertising.
अच्छा.
ओके, आई एम फ्रॉम मिडिल क्लास फैमिली. ये तो था नहीं कि लाखों रुपए पड़े हुए हैं कि चलो जी अब कैमरा खरीद लो, चलो शुरू हो जाओ. So fortunately, Clarion, which is the agency I was working for that time, they said, your job is still here for you.
Oh.
You want to come join back. So which I did. And then I spent more time in Clarion. Then I spent 2 years in Lintas, spent 5 years in, Enterprise. And only then, after those 7-8 years, that I decided again, ki, nahi, photography is what I want to go to.
Okay.
The other thing which really worked for me when I look at it in retrospect, the positives of working in advertising was that you get to work in a team. You get to work with creative people. You get to work with writers. You get to work with art directors. You get to understand the process of creativity. And more importantly, it's not just creativity for the sake of creativity. It is creativity for the sake of applying it to a purpose. Because at the end of the day, advertising is done for a brand or for a service. अब क्लाइंट का एक ब्रीफ होता है, क्लाइंट की एक रिक्वायरमेंट होती है. आपकी क्रिएटिविटी जो भी है वो उसको टेलर करना पड़ता है उसके हिसाब से. आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट्स द ओनली वे टू बी क्रिएटिव, बट आई एम सेइंग दैट दिस इज समथिंग हेल्प्स यू डिसिप्लिन on how to be creative. I'm not for a moment saying that you should not be a fine artist. Of course, fine artists भी होते हैं, painters होते हैं, photographers होते हैं, but ये भी एक तरीका है.
It's also way.
And what that helps you do, or certainly helped me do, is to understand how to work with the team, how to respect others who also have a skill. It's like when I became a photographer and I decided commercial photography, initially I was only doing commercial work. अब उसमें होता है कि क्लाइंट की एक रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, आर्ट डायरेक्टर की एक विजन होती है, कॉपीराइटर ने एक लाइन लिखी होती है, वो सारी चीज़ें इकट्ठे करके आपको एक फ़ोटो खींचने जो which lives up to that requirement. Okay? So what that helps you understand is that you're not the only one who's the boss. It's like आपके यहाँ पे मैं आते यहाँ पे मैंने बोला ना, अब मेरे को आप बताइए क्या करना है, क्योंकि अब मैं आपकी जगह में आया हूँ. यहाँ मैं आके कह नहीं सकता अरे यार मेरा तो 36 साल से फोटोग्राफर हूँ, मैं ही बताऊंगा अरे ये लाइट यहाँ रख यहाँ ना. This is yours. I respect you. I respect your professionalism. And that is something which advertising taught me greatly.
Okay.
And it's really, even in the 36 years of being a professional photographer, I see that as a huge value which I've carried through in that part of my life.
That's amazing, sir. So, coming to the next point. So there are many non-photographic experiences. Some of them you have told already, but there are like this. There is music, there are films, there are books that must have influenced you to shape your work. Yeah, that's what I want to ask. Like, is there anything you want to share about it?
Definitely, the visual medium is something which has always been of great interest to me. I have been so passionate about photography ever since I became one that I would be the first one to admit that mostly what I've been looking at over the years is other people's photography.
Okay.
I am far more interested in looking at other people's photographs than looking at my own. क्योंकि हर एक फोटोग्राफर का एक अलग तरीका होता है देखने का, और मेरे को वो बहुत शौक है कि देखूं कि ये कैसे देख रहा है, ये क्या देख रहा है, इनको क्या दिख रहा है.
Okay.
Because every photograph actually is in a way a window to the world. And that window is literally that person's way of looking at the world. So I find that very interesting and very educative in a way. However, in the last few years, I've also developed a keen interest in fine arts like painting.
Yeah, I have
sculpture.
seen a lot of, you do a lot of sculptures, yeah.
तो नहीं वो डूडल करता हूँ, वो तो मेरी
भी
हॉबी है. और वो जिंदगी भर हॉबी रहेगी.
हाँ.
पर उसकी वजह से मेरे को बहुत इंटरेस्ट आया देखने का कि so what are artists doing. So in the last about 5-7 years, I've started whenever I can going to art galleries to look at painting, to look at work. And for instance, that's when I started realizing that कि आप अगर कोई पेंटिंग किताब में देखते हैं, कोई मैगजीन में देखते हैं, और उसको जब रियलिटी में देखते हैं, उसका एक्सपीरियंस ही एक और होता है. I mean, I would be the first one to say, even as a photographer, that a photograph does no justice to the work of an artist. Because what that does, it reduces it down to just a little picture in a piece of paper. Whereas the scale of what that artist has done, one in terms of sheer size, in terms of colors, in terms of textures, it's only when you see it with your naked eye in a gallery or even up on a wall that you realize कि उसमें कितनी मेहनत लगती है, उसमें कितनी creativity होती है. So that is something which I've started, really enjoying. And I'm really happy that I'm totally uneducated in art. मेरे को ये नहीं पता कि हीरो कौन है, who are the only artists look at. Of course, पता होता है. It's after one reads about them. But I this way I am able to approach every piece of art from my own instinct. Ki, what is it that is speaking to me? What is it that I am reacting to? And I really enjoy that. So I'm not just looking at कि ये तो देखना चाहिए कि इनका बहुत नाम है. So that I love. And the other very important input for me in the last few years, my wife is a Kathak dancer.
Okay.
So through her and through the mahal, which because she has a dance school in her basement, and through her I've also met and seen major exponents of Kathak like Aditi Mangaldas, who's a guru, and Gauri Divakar, etc. And realize what it takes to be an artist with another art form. कि उसमें कितनी मेहनत, उसमें कितना रियाज, उसमें कितना लगन, क्योंकि हर एक का अलग अलग होता है, पर हर एक इवेंचुअली जो है your entire idea is to be able to excel in what you're doing. Okay, so whether it's dance, whether it's painting, whether it's making films, whether it's photography, what that individual is going through, what that individual wants to do, unless you look at other art forms and only look at your own, you'll never understand that. And I think it's very, very important for whatever art form you're practicing to look at other artists in other art forms to understand ki what does it take to be that.
क्योंकि वो भी एक्सप्रेशन का मीडियम ही है. जो हम कर रहे हैं, फोटोग्राफी कर रहे हैं, कुछ कोई डांस कर रहा है, कोई पेंटिंग कर रहा है, दिस ऑल आर द मीडियम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशंस. इफ यू स्टडी ऑल ऑफ देम देन ऑफ कोर्स इट एनरिचेस अस एज व्हाट वी आर डूइंग.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So coming to the next question, I have seen you do a lot of portraits, and you have a couple of series, many series actually, about the portraits, like the family portraits you have done. You have done this Then and Now, and couple of more series. And mostly I have seen you shoot a lot of portraits of your family, your daughters, your wife. So firstly, before getting into it, what is a portrait, sir?
A portrait is a representation of a person in that moment.
In that moment, okay.
हाँ, बहुत कहने को होता है कि a good portrait is one which sees or shows the soul of a person. मैं कहता हूँ आपको पता ही नहीं कि सोल होता है कि नहीं होता है, तो आप या उसको फोटो में कहाँ से दिखाने लगे. Okay,
सही बात है.
For me, an ideal portrait is really a jugalbandi between the person who's being photographed and the person who's making the photograph.
In that moment.
In that moment.
Yeah, that's very important.
Because if you think that in that moment where you captured, yes, of course you can be able to capture the mood of that person in that time. You will be able to get a sense of that person or what they are to a certain extent. If you're both conscious of the fact that you want to create that impression in that photograph. Okay. Which of course means also in terms of body language, in terms of expression, in the way the person is dressed. अगर आप मानो कि someone is actually a corporate chief, okay, but you photograph that person wearing their night suit, तो आप दिखा सकेंगे कि वो एक 5 करोड़ की या 50 करोड़ की कंपनी चला रहा है? नहीं ना, because all those things matter. So I think there's a over expectation or over hype of a portrait will show you the soul or what a person is. It shows you what you want to tell about that person in that particular moment. And therefore, that's what I mean by it being a jugalbandi. It's also a construct. The construct is where do you take the photograph?
Of course.
What is the expression of the person? What are they wearing? What is the lighting?
What is the lighting?
Because the lighting, creates a certain mood. You can make the mood, really inspiring. You can make the mood really scary. You can make the mood mysterious. वो तो सिर्फ लाइट चेंज करके या तो एक्सप्रेशन चेंज होना हो उससे फर्क पड़ जाता है.
100%.
तो ये because that is that's the various things you can do with this is what really makes me feel that I would love to do portraits.
Amazing.
ये नहीं है कि मैं ये अब इस इंसान की अब नकाब उतार के दिखा दूंगा कि ये
वो बहुत आइडियल बात है. मतलब ऐसे लोग आइडियली ऐसा बोल देते हैं कि मतलब
गोली. मेरे लिए maybe I'm not good enough to show a person's soul
Okay.
because I'm not able to see a soul. Like,
Nah.
so,
That's fair enough. So,
but एक और बात I must tell you that
Hmm.
one of the reasons I love doing portraits is my father started his career as a photographer in Lahore for
Achha.
partition.
ठीक है.
And he used to work as an apprentice with a portrait photographer. He was a German called Rollo. तो वो लाहौर में रहते थे प्री पार्टीशन. तो उन्होंने इंटर्नशिप उनके साथ की थी. तो पार्टीशन के बाद मेरे फादर आए थे जब हिंदुस्तान आए थे. तो शुरू में आके शिमला में रहे. उसके बाद फिर दिल्ली आके दिल्ली में एक स्टूडियो होता था कॉल्ड किन्जे ब्रदर्स इन कनॉट प्लेस.
अच्छा.
Very famous. I mean, they were, the kinds of the studio which would be photographing all the senior, government officials and the rich prince and princesses who used to be ruling India, etc. at that time. And so I had seen portraits done by my father, and especially photographs of him and my mother. जब उनकी शादी हुई थी जैसे उस टाइम की जो उनकी पोर्ट्रेट्स थी वो हमारे घरों में होता है ना कि एक वो फ्रेम करके ड्राइंग रूम में रखी जाती है. तो ऐसी 2-1 फोटोग्राफ्स हमारे घर में रहती थी. अब ये फोटोग्राफ जो हैं ये मेरे एकदम जहन में इम्प्रिंटेड है. बचपन में कॉन्शियसली नहीं ये था कि मैं उनके सामने खड़ा होकर देखता रहता था अरे यार ये क्या है, वो नहीं है. बट व्हेन आई लुक बैक आई सी दैट दोस फोटोग्राफ्स एंड द वे दोस पोर्ट्रेट्स वर डन is something which has influenced me greatly. Okay. Number 2, because my father used to be a portrait photographer, for me, it's in a way my salam to my father, that thank you for this inheritance, for this, being able to be sensitive to doing portraits. And like I said, I try and do good portraits. अब वो अच्छी हैं कि नहीं है, कम से कम जिनकी खींची अगर उनको पसंद आ जाए वो भी बहुत मुश्किल होता है. तो उसमें
हार्डेस्ट जॉब है. स्पेशली फैमिली पीपल दे आर वेरी ब्लंट ना. हाँ वो कभी ऐसे नहीं करेंगे कि आपको यू आर ग्रेट
according to my daughters I've never taken a good photograph of ये क्या ये तो ना. और उसमें ये तरह से not just about my daughters, anyone, our self perception is much higher than our reality. Also जैसे हम शीशे में देखते हैं, like if I'm looking in the mirror, I'm not seeing a 69-year-old man. Okay, I'm seeing a 50-year-old, a 40-year-old, whatever, because there's a filter our mind uses, which is not visual, which is the way we want to see ourselves. But जब एक फोटोग्राफ आप देखते हो, क्योंकि that's a frozen moment, वो फिर होता है कि यार ये तो मैं नहीं हूँ.
बट एक चीज मैंने नोटिस किया है, जैसे अगर हम कभी कभी लाइक इफ यू गो टू द विलेजेस, दो दे आर वेरी कंफर्टेबल विद देयर प्रेजेंट रियलिटी. इफ आई
because they've never seen themselves enough times in the mirror. They haven't seen enough photographs of themselves. See, that's a very, very valid point. There's an openness with people who have never been photographed enough or seen themselves enough in a mirror or or have that vanity. तो उनको होता है कि हाँ ठीक है.
They are not conscious, और वो इतना मतलब कि body ऐसा like if we photograph them, they are like this. Their hands are like
they're not comfortable. It's not that they're stiff. They're comfortable.
Yeah, they're not stiff. If I shoot somewhere in the city, so they will be like trying to do something, trying to pose in a way or something.
उनको कहते नहीं मेरा ये एंगल,
हाँ मेरा ये एंगल ठीक नहीं है,
देखो यहाँ देखो वो देखो.
So that is something that I like about like shooting in especially I shot a lot in Rajasthan portraits, so it's amazing. Yeah.
Because that's almost like a series of which I do, which I always say that people who have never been or are photographed very rarely, they have an openness to the medium and an eagerness to it. They're also curious.
They're curious, yeah.
But they don't have any preconceived notion कि मेरी ये look है, कि only इस तरीके से मैं ठीक दिखती हूँ या दिखता हूँ. तो वो बहुत एक interesting बात है वो.
हाँ जी. So अभी हम portraits की बात कर रहे हैं सर. तो how you choose your subjects and how come like does a person become someone जिसको आप like shoot करना चाहते हो, जिसको आप जिसके अराउंड आपका प्रोजेक्ट बनाना चाहते हो, like how you choose your subjects basically?
Okay. एक तो है प्रोफेशनली पोर्ट्रेट्स करता हूँ मैं. This can be for corporate portraits, whatever. उसमें I have absolutely no right to say कि I will shoot this person portrait or not. Because if you take an assignment, whether a person, whatever they look like, you got to make them. So therefore there is no great face or bad face for taking a portrait. Every face is, as far as I'm concerned, interesting. Then it's the question of how you will work towards presenting their face in a portrait. So that's one part of it, which is the professional aspect. And which is very important because you have to come to it that I want to make this person look the best I can. rather than कि अरे यार ये तो अगर आपके दिमाग में ये रहा ये तो इतना वो है, मोटा है, ये है, वो है, तो then you are in a way negating your own experience in making that portrait. The other is that one of my favorite and long-term projects has been a project called Mothers and Daughters. Which I've been shooting now 15 या 16 साल हो गए इसको. So just to answer your question about how do I select people for that, it started off not even as a project. It's actually मेरी wife की एक niece है, Shri. So her mother lives in Calcutta. तो वो दिल्ली आ रही थी. उन्होंने मेरे को कहा कि मैं दिल्ली आ रही हूँ, उनकी भी मदर साथ में आ रही थी, कि will you take a photograph of the three of us? Okay. Nina Didi and her mother and her daughter Mishti, who's, they're my wife's cousin. So I said, of course I will. So they came to the studio, basement में मेरा studio, and I set up the lights and all, and I took those photographs. And what is nice is that they, amongst themselves decided कि वो क्या पहनेंगी. They're Bengali from Calcutta, so they're wearing Bengali saris, looking very elegant, and it came out very well. Of course. So उस टाइम पे भी अभी मेकल फेसबुक अभी नया हुआ था, अभी चल रहा था, तो अब I put up the pictures. I think you used to put up the pictures, and people within our family and friends saw it and said, "Oh, lovely! Even I want to be photographed like that." तो वहाँ से ये शुरू हुई कहानी.
Okay.
तो एक तरह से मेरी कहानी नहीं थी कि मैं मदर्स एंड डॉटर्स की फोटो खींचूंगा, बट
Okay. It came to you.
it came to me, and which is actually all my projects, the series come to me. I seldom have gone and said कि अच्छा now I'm going to work on this project. So some friends asked, some cousin would have asked. शुरू में 3-4 ऐसे किए, and then I realized there's something which the people who I'm photographing, they're finding it of great value, and I'm also finding it very interesting. So it was really two things here. One, the fact that this is for me a way of saluting women in my life, because I have 2 sisters and I'm the only brother.
Okay.
And I have 2 daughters. So my life has been
Around women.
Women have been around me. They've actually in a way brought me up.
Okay.
They make me who I am. And so this is my salam to them, and this is why I want to do this. And I also feel that there is a very special bond between women, okay, which is very different from man-woman.
How two men interact and how two women interact is a total different.
Yeah. And within that also, the mother and daughter relationship is a very, very, special one and very extraordinary one. So that is what I wanted to explore as a photographer. And the only condition I would put to people who have photographed, and I've done more than 60 of them over the last 15-16 years, is ये फोटो मैं मेरे स्टूडियो में ही खींचूंगा.
अच्छा.
आपके घर में आके नहीं खींचूंगा.
ठीक है.
And the reason for that is over time for me it became a way of doing classical studio portraiture of the kind my father used to do. So this is my salam to my father. Okay. The other importantly, that is only about the chemistry and relationship between the women who are sitting in front of the camera, and not about कि उनका घर कैसा है, कि उनके curtain कैसे लगे, उनके सोफे कैसे हैं. No, it's just them, their expressions, their body language, and the chemistry.
That's nice.
So that's what the project has been about. It's entirely a personal project. It's entirely my salam, like I said, to my father and to my women in my life. I have never charged for it. It is something which is entirely personal. And fairly early in the series, one person who had, done these photographs off and given her a portrait, and she called me up and said, Dinesh, I hope you realize what you're doing. So see, I love taking pictures. So, I said, no, you're creating heirlooms.
You're creating?
Heirlooms for families.
अच्छा.
कि आज के दिन में तो होता नहीं, क्योंकि हम सेल्फीज खींच के अपने फोन में रख लेते हैं. एक ज़माना था जब आप लोग स्टूडियो में जाते थे और पोर्ट्रेट खिंचवाते थे, और वो पोर्ट्रेट, लाइक आई वाज टेलिंग अबाउट माय पेरेंट्स फोटोग्राफ, would be kept either in albums or framed in people's homes. Okay? And those photographs are normally passed on from generation to generation. And now, because people are not going to studios and getting this done, so when they get that photograph done, they realize, oh my God, this is the kind of photograph
Yeah.
my parent used to be in, or
Yeah.
my grandparents used to be in, and now I'm in that kind of photograph.
Yeah.
So that's the way she explained it to me, and I said, wow, this is, I didn't even think of this, but look at the additional value which these photographs create.
Of course. I also see you photograph your daughters a lot, and there is a lot of admiration and curiosity. Like it feels like you are like kind of discovering them as a human. So how you can also like put some light on.
देखो बचपन में तो
हाँ.
बिकॉज कैमरा तो था ही, फोटोग्राफर भी हूँ, तो यू नो आई वाज कॉन्स्टेंटली टेकिंग पिक्चर्स, आई एम कॉन्स्टेंटली टेकिंग पिक्चर्स एनीवे. तो जब तक वो 10-12 साल की उम्र की थी तब तक वो फोटो खींचने लगी. एक बार वो 12-13 साल की होने लगी, तो लाइक अरे क्या, व्हाई डू यू टेक मी पिक्चर, आई एम नॉट इवन लुकिंग नाइस, आई वुड इवन यू नो चेंज लाइक. सो एक टाइम आया जब कुछ सालों तक दे वुड बी, नहीं स्टॉप इट, डोंट टेक माय पिक्चर, ऑल दैट. And but now in the last few years, अब तो यहाँ घर पे रहती भी नहीं है. My eldest daughter lives in Calcutta and the younger one lives in Paris. तो जब भी आती हैं घर में तो एक तरह से वो सेरेमनी हो जाती है.
अच्छा.
You know, we should
of course.
take some pictures and.
Okay.
But yes, now when they look back at all those photographs, they in a way are, you know, grateful for the fact that in spite of not wanting it, you took these photographs because it's in a way that their life has been documented. It's and I would say that to anyone, whether you're a photographer or not, and a lot of people do take pictures nowadays, put them aside, put them into one folder, because when you look at them again after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and especially when your children will look at them, the value you'd find in that experience of looking back, it's almost like, you know, traveling back in a time machine.
Reliving the moments.
Yeah, it's I think it's very important.
Yeah.
और फोटोग्राफी की ये खासियत है एक तरह से, यू कैन बी राइटिंग अबाउट देम, यू नो, और यू कैन बी रिमेम्बरिंग देम, बट फोटोग्राफ की जो एक इंटेंसिटी है एक्सपीरियंस की, वो एक
मोमेंट हमारे पास हमेशा प्रिजर्व हो गया ना, तो व्हेनेवर वी सी इट वी फील
दैट इज द मैजिक ऑफ फोटोग्राफी, बिसाइड एवरीथिंग एल्स, द एबिलिटी टू बी एबल टू टेक दैट मोमेंट आउट ऑफ द रिवर ऑफ टाइम एंड से ये मोमेंट मेरा है, इसको मैं रखूंगा. जस्ट लुक एट दैट पावर, यू नो, इट्स फॉर मी. That's the reason I want to be a photographer. Amazing. And have been a photographer. कि moments होते हैं जिसमें कहते हैं ये समय बढ़े जा रहा है, नदी के जैसे चला जा रहा है, पर ये वाला मोमेंट जो है ना, इसको निकाल के मैं अपने लिए रखूंगा. ये है फोटोग्राफी.
Yeah. So coming to the next topic, so your work revolves a lot around like culture, faith, markets and people, general like people in public spaces, how they behave. So what do you think like Bazaar tell about India, like but the series that you did Bazaar, what do they tell about India?
तो थोड़ा सा रिवाइंड करता हूँ कि जैसे you know, say I told you that I spent 12 years in advertising and then I came to photography in the early 90s. तो एडवर्टाइजिंग में रह के मेरे को ये फीलिंग हो गई कि एक हिंदुस्तान है जिसके लिए एडवर्टाइजिंग की जाती है,
सही है,
और एक बहुत बड़ा हिंदुस्तान है जिसके लिए एडवर्टाइजिंग नहीं की जाती है. और वो मैंने हिंदुस्तान देखा बिकॉज थैंकफुली आई ट्रैवल्ड अ बिट एंड आई रियलाइज दैट देयर इज, यू नो, many different levels of India which are there. So when I first came to photography as a commercial photographer, yes, my initial idea was from the fact that I'd seen photography being applied in advertising. So it was only natural for me to do that and not think of becoming a photojournalist or becoming a fashion photographer, but that's my path was that. But एक 1.5 साल के बाद मेरे को ये डरने लगा कि I didn't want to be a photographer only to make money, to be a commercial photographer, but also to use photography as my means of exploration, of looking at the world, of looking at my country, and especially the country which I'm aware of, but I'm not very familiar with. So both photography and travel for me have been, you know, equal passions in a way. And that's where the two come together when you ask this question. I see myself as a culture photographer rather than a street photographer or, you know, anything like that. And in the 90s then, whenever I used to get the time, which I used to have a lot of, and whenever I had the money, which I didn't have very much of, अब कभी आगरा चले गए, कभी पुष्कर चले गए, कभी सुना हैदराबाद में कुछ हो रहा है, कभी, you know, कोई मेला सुना कि वो, you know, महाराष्ट्र में ऐसा होता है. तो वो 5-7 साल वो काफ़ी मैंने travel किया just to take pictures of life and all these different Indias which I wanted to explore and I wanted to record. तो एक फिर मेरी एक्सप्रेशन हुई, एक आपने नाम सुना होगा, एक बहुत बढ़िया फोटोग्राफर होते थे प्रभुदेव दास गुप्ता.
या
तो हम दोनों एडवर्टाइजिंग में होते थे एक ज़माने में.
Okay.
Used to be a copywriter, then he became a photographer.
ओके
So Prabhudev was like a mentor to me. I used to, because he became a photographer much before I took to photography. And my personal work, my travel work especially, I used to once in a while go and show him my transparencies. And I used to only shoot transparencies because I felt that India की language color है.
हाँ
और अगर कलर मेरी फोटो में नहीं होगी तो इंडिया मेरी कलर में नहीं हो, मेरी फोटो में नहीं होगा.
आई कंप्लीटली एग्री
So, and I've got nothing against black and white photography, but for me, color is something which I find more attractive. It speaks to me, and and Prabhudev was, if you know, was known for black and white photography. So I always was telling that you probably find my pictures very interesting because you don't shoot color and you see a lot of color in them. ये इस टाइप का हम आप एक दूसरे से मजाक करते थे.
ओके
तो प्रभुदेव ने बल्कि कहा कि in 95 कि अब तू एक सोलो एग्जिबिशन कर, तू काफ़ी काम कर बटा है. आई सेड क्या है, तू मेरी टांग क्यों खींच रहा है, मैं तो मस्ती में करता हूँ. तो said no, and he actually called up NCPA in Mumbai, which is the gallery there,
ओके या आई नो
and told them that I know of this photographer who's done some great work. You should do a solo show of his.
अच्छा
So that's the reason why my first solo happened at the NCPA in Bombay. And then that same show happened in the IIC in Delhi, where fortunately for me, David Devidar and Bena Sareen, they were with Penguin. They came to see the show. And a couple of weeks later, I got a call from his office saying that, David would like to meet you. And I went to meet him. And he said, ki, we'd be interested in doing a coffee table book with you.
Oh.
तो ऐसा कह रहे वाह यार, ये तो आज तो सेल्फ पब्लिशिंग बहुत आसान है. उस टाइम पे तो पब्लिशिंग meant कि only a publisher would, if they liked your work, would put money behind it and they would make a book of your work. So then I told them that, look, I've been shooting for the last 5-7 years. Let me just look at all the work I've done and see if there are any particular themes which I've consciously been following. और वो कुछ हफ्ते महीने ट्रांसपेरेंसी अच्छे ध्यान से देख के तो मेरे को लगा कि there are two streams which I was unconsciously following through. One was the traditional bazaars of India, and the other is how Indians engage with their faith of spirituality or religion. Okay. And I think the reason for that really is that this is something which is there out in the open in India. बाजार है, कॉमर्स है, वो सड़क पे है, वो गलियों में है, मंदिरों के बाहर है, वो मस्जिदों के बाहर है. वो किसी को शर्म नहीं है कि छुपा के मॉल के अंदर नहीं रखा हुआ है, कि ये सिर्फ वहाँ दुकान के अंदर होता है. वो पटरी पे है.
वेरी अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड है इंडिया के अंदर. बहुत chaotic भी है बट काइंड ऑफ.
No, this is organic. It's normal. It's our civilization.
Yeah.
And similarly with faith. I mean, yes, there is religion, but within religion or away from religion also, and I prefer to see it that way, is the individual's faith. Now, that faith could be in one stone, which could be a statue. It could be a tree around which a person wants to walk.
Yeah.
But that is something which fascinates me. Okay? And that is what I realize is what I've been shooting instinctively. And that's how these two books, one called Bazaar, came to be, and the other called Living Faith came to be. So it really was my exploration of my country, which I wanted to see why it belongs to me and what belongs to me. Because as long as you're living in Delhi and Bombay and working in advertising, etc., your understanding is very limited.
Yeah.
Your exposure is even less to what India really is about. And fortunately for me, I'm blessed to be a photographer and love traveling. And I went out and I went and saw this and I documented it. And Penguin made these two books for me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And it's not like I've stopped shooting those कि अब किताब होगी तो आगे निकलो. वो आज भी अब ये 2001 में बाजार आई थी, 2004 में लिविंग फेथ आई थी. आज भी मेरे दो मेन अगर पैशन है फोटोग्राफी में, वो बाजार है और वो फेथ है.
I saw your
रुकते हैं.
yeah. I saw your book, this about the faith book. in Banaras in some cafe. I shared a story also that time. So yeah, I was amazed with that book. So like you're shooting a lot of faith that you are saying in the streets. You say the faith is very personal and people are expressing it the way they want. So how your relationship with the faith has it changed after shooting so many years, or like how it has?
Okay, ये थोड़ा tricky question है और थोड़ा controversial भी हो जाता है, but I
Okay.
don't mind that controversy.
Okay.
I have a dislike for religion
Hmm.
which is as deep
Hmm.
as my interest in faith is.
Okay.
So they are the two
That's
opposite.
two different things. Okay.
Because as far as I'm concerned, faith is what a person feels for something which is larger than themselves.
Hmm.
और इसमें इंसान की बड़प्पन होती है जब उसको पता होता है और ये जहन में आता है
Hmm.
कि सब कुछ मेरी वजह से ही नहीं होता.
Hmm.
यूनिवर्स जो है
Hmm.
या दुनिया जो है मेरे से बहुत बड़ी है और चीज़ें उस वजह से भी होती हैं.
Hmm.
मेरे पे भी उससे होती हैं.
Hmm.
सब चीज़ का मेरे पे कंट्रोल, मेरा
Control नहीं है. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then that faith, how is it expressed?
Hmm.
Depends on the individual, It could be through a river, it could be through a tree, it could be just sitting in meditation, it could be yoga, it could be nothing.
Hmm.
It could be your passion, it could be your photography, it could be your dance. I mean, that's really up to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Religion, as far as I'm concerned, is the corporatization of
Hmm. Yeah.
is when some people say
Hmm.
कि यार ये faith है, इसको इनकी faith को इकट्ठा करते हैं,
Hmm. They make a rule about
brand
it.
बनाते हैं
Brand बनाते हैं. हाँ.
और फिर उसको बेचेंगे.
Hmm.
अब जब किसी चीज़ का ब्रांड बना के उसको बेचते हो तो उसका प्रॉफिट मोटिव बन जाता है.
Hmm.
मेरे हिसाब से रिलीजन में एक प्रॉफिट मोटिव होता है. तो प्रॉफिट मोटिव कुड वेल बी मनी. इट सर्टनली इज पावर. ओके, सो दैट्स वेयर द corruption of faith happens when it becomes corporatized as a religion. However, having said that, what I've really enjoyed over the years is the spectacle of religion. Okay, the color, the spectacle. Because if you see over the last many centuries and across various religions, they've actually influenced and inspired creativity in people who follow the religions.
हाँ.
चाहे आप इस्लाम देख लीजिए, चाहे क्रिश्चियनिटी देख लीजिए, चाहे हिंदुइज्म देख लीजिए, मंदिरों की आर्किटेक्चर, चर्चेस के स्टेन ग्लास, mosque की construction and the calligraphy and the work done on them is because of people's faith, which then took that form. Okay.
Okay.
And it's not just in terms of the architecture, it's also in terms of the paintings, it's also in terms of the dance forms,
Music.
also in terms of music. Okay. So it's, if religion is an inspiring, force, then that's what it leads to in a positive way. But we've also seen in the last few decades how it can be a corrupting force.
Yeah.
But I think there's a plus and minus to anything in life,
So what's your faith like? What's your faith in?
मेरा faith, I would say it's universe में है. It's there is nature which is bigger than me. There's nature
That is running on its
has a
own and
pattern,
like,
there's
yeah.
nature which has a system.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we live within that and we understand that and respect it, things will be good. I've started believing that the human being or the human race today is the virus on Earth. We keep saying that we have to save the planet.
Yeah.
The planet is laughing at us and saying, "यार तो मच्छर है यार."
Yeah, this is so true. This is so true. हाँ.
मैं एक वोल्केनो को उड़ाऊंगा या एक मीटियोर अभी गिरेगा तो तू तो खत्म ही हो जाएगा बॉस. मैं तो यही रहूंगी, तू मेरी फिक्र ना कर.
Yeah, that's so true. So you're shooting India for like more than 3 decades now. So what change have you seen in people, in culture, or in market, or in faith, or anything? Like what shift of like have you observed?
I think as a civilization, we've held on to the core of our civilization, and I'm particularly using the word civilization and not culture or heritage or religion or whatever. However, our entire experience with modernization, and especially when it comes to urbanization, that unfortunately modernization includes
Urbanization.
or the face of it is urbanization, has been abysmal and has been embarrassing, to put it very, even, without making too much of a song and dance about it. And that is something which is very visible in the state of our cities and our towns. That here was a civilization which had a system, which had a way, which had a certain culture, but lost its way when it moved to, or was forced to move to, a supposedly modern way of living. Because that urbanization or urban settings also have a certain requirement in how to behave, how to build, how to be responsible. We've not carried that through, because whoever is doing that urbanization is not making sure that our people are educated in how to use that, on one hand. Also, the ones who are creating that urbanization are not fulfilling the responsibility in terms of making sure that systems are in a way that they adhere to. So that is something which I find, quite disappointing in the journey of my country. Can it be corrected? All societies can correct themselves.
I think
But
मुझे ऐसा
the
लगता है
will
कि
which is required, which I find lacking at the moment.
I think I feel कि sensitivities harm हो रही हैं, like as the time is moving forward, the people are not that sensitive. They are losing the instinctive wisdom, जो I think पहले होती होगी. I don't know much because I'm not that of a experience of the years, but I think the sensitivities, I think we are losing as a society.
That there was and again, like I said, as a civilization where there was a certain set of rules, certain sense of responsibilities. So people felt accountable to that particular way of life, whatever that was. Okay. And any such way of life has the positives and negatives. Right. For instance, one can say, that, okay, the way the world was, it was very patriarchal, so it was more
That was also
tilted towards men. But there was also a system within which things worked. All right. But when urbanization happens, then urban areas require a certain way of behavior. Because here now you're putting many more people into very condensed areas. Okay. To be able to understand that I have to share this with others, and if I don't behave or if I don't use this properly, then it doesn't just affect me, it affects many others. And which is anything from streets to sewage to water resources to electricity to whatever. These are all shared, resources. And unless we understand that there's also a responsibility we have towards the usage of these, we are failing in that.
Yeah. Okay. Coming to the next question.
That is on photography answer दे दिया, but
हाँ, पे हम फोटोग्राफी पे बात ही नहीं की अब तक हमने. अभी शुरू होगा. बट आई थिंक ये चीज़ें ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि हम फोटोग्राफी तो बात कर ही रहे हैं ना, मतलब हर कोई कर ही रहा है कि मतलब कैमरा का यूज़ करें, क्या फ्रेम यूज़ करें. बट अब जो आर्टिस्ट है वो उसका मेन जो स्ट्रीम है वो यहीं से आता है. लाइक व्हाट यू थिंक, हाउ यू लिव योर लाइफ, हाउ यू एक्सपीरियंस इट, फ्रॉम देयर वी स्टार्ट एक्सप्रेसिंग either photography or anything. So I have noticed very interesting thing in your work. There are a lot of images that are not like conventionally very strong composition wise, and but still they feel important, necessary, where they are. So do you do this intentionally, or the second thing may be like or this is to prove a fact that there is no insecurity left in you to make a perfect image? Because I always feel the perfection anyway, any person who is trying to be perfect, it's coming from the space of insecurity. So what it is, I just want to understand that.
तो 2-3 चीजें होती हैं इसमें.
हाँ जी.
आपका क्वेश्चन बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग है. थोड़ा मैं भी सोचता हुआ जवाब दूंगा. मैंने इसके बारे में सोचा है, डिस्कशन भी हुई है और फोटोग्राफर और आर्टिस्ट से. बल्कि रिसेंटली हमारे दोस्त हैं प्रशांत पांजिया के साथ मैं दिल्ली फोटो फेस्टिवल करता था, तो घर आए हुए थे, वहीं रह रहे थे कुछ दिन, तो हम यही बात कर रहे थे कि फॉर इंस्टेंस हर एक आर्टिस्ट का एक स्टाइल होता है.
ठीक है.
या to put it the other way around, a photographer or an artist where the style is the one who's recognized because of that style. तो वो style artist खुद बनाता है,
ठीक है,
कि वो style बन जाता है और recognize होता है.
ठीक है.
तो मेरा कहना यह है कि आप अपना style बनाते नहीं हैं, but if you're true to the way you see, then there is a certain imprint of that which is on whatever you create. And it's for someone else who has the sensitivity and the maturity to see that as a style. Okay? अगर आप style बनाने निकलेंगे, तो वो जो आप कह रहे हैं, वो होगा. कि वो labored लगेगा. वो ज़बरदस्ती लगेगा. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, today, for instance, in social media, I know that dozens, if not hundreds, of photographers who do believe that there's a certain way of the shoot that they will get, that kind of response which they're looking for. And they find that cycle is completed. कि अगर उनका target है कि 1000 likes आए या 100 reshare हो या whatever. That in effect is the currency of that medium.
Okay.
And if that is what you're working with or that's what you want to play for, I say, for God's sake, go ahead and do it.
हाँ, सही बात.
You must. But if you're doing photography because for you it's something which comes from your heart, and you're doing it because it interests you, and if you're doing photography not just because it interests you, but because you use it to shoot things which interest you. मेरे को ये लगता है कि मैं कुछ सालों से, कम से कम कुछ सालों से, if not all my life, I am responding more to things which say मेरी फोटो ले.
Okay.
Rather than मैं कहता हूँ कि मेरे को तेरी फोटो लेनी है.
That's an amazing point of view. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that can be the simplest thing, like a crack on a wall. Okay. Or it can be someone's face. Or it can be that fleeting moment in a bazaar when something unusual has happened. Or something very ordinary has happened. मेरे को ordinary से और simple से बहुत लगाव है. मेरे को है कि क्यों सिर्फ आप फोटो खींचो ऐसी चीज की जो लगे कि ये तो extraordinary है. फिर तो वो तो है ही है, वो तो फोटो भी आपकी extraordinary हो जाएगी. पर ordinary चीज को आप dignify करो. Because taking a photograph of something or of a situation, as far as I'm concerned, is in that moment is your way of saying it, ki, I noticed you, I saw you, and I want to approach you with dignity.
And acknowledge you. Yeah.
For me, that's what photography is about.
That's amazing, sir, because I think 2 साल पहले, I think I was in Goa at that time. That time something was changing within me when the way I was shooting. So I think I was just looking at your work, and at that time you were very focusing on this thing, the simplicity part. So that very hit me very hard. Like I felt like, of course, like art should be simple because it's a basic communication. And if it's complicated, then what's the meaning of this expression? Expression should be simple. I think if we.
Man, I won't say that is the only way.
Not the only way, but this is something that is missing.
And I still find very, complex photographs or complex art also very interesting.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. But maybe this is not the stage of my life or the phase of my life in which I'm going through that. For me, now the fundamental is really that where it starts from. When I feel this is saying, take my picture.
Okay.
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 I'm paying attention to what is seeking my attention. I'm noticing what I notice. That's where I come from.
But that's a very difficult thing क्योंकि इसके लिए आपको बहुत sensitive और बहुत truthful होना पड़ेगा अपने साथ.
अगर बहुत साल अगर आपने जमीन दिया काट लिए यहाँ पे तो वो हो जाता है. हाँ. Maybe not.
Yeah. क्योंकि मुझे
I'm grateful that that's the way I am. And
that's amazing because मैं पिछले 2 साल से the same thing I'm trying to practice. I'm practicing कि to be truthful. क्योंकि आपके माइंड में बहुत सारी ग्रेट इमेजेस हैं. जैसे आप स्ट्रीट में निकलते हो, आप चांदनी चौक जाओगे या फिर आप राजस्थान जाओगे, तो यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ सेट ऑफ ग्रेट इमेजेस दैट हैव बीन शॉट बाय लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट ग्रेट फोटोग्राफर्स. तो वहाँ जाके आपको वो इन्फ्लुएंस करेंगे हमेशा. बट आपको कैसे उनके इन्फ्लुएंस से थोड़ा सा अपने आप को साइड करते हुए अपनी ट्रूथफुलनेस को कैरी करना है और अपने सेंसिटिविटीज़ के प्रति, जैसे आप बता रहे हैं कि द सब्जेक्ट इज सेइंग दैट टेक माई पिक्चर, तो उतना सेंसिटिव हम और इतना ट्रूथफुल और इतना इनसिक्योरिटी, इतना सिक्योर, आई विल से उतना सिक्योर हम कैसे रहें कि एक क्रैक है एक वॉल का, हम जाके इसका पिक्चर ले रहे हैं और उसको पोस्ट कर दे रहे हैं, रेदर देन थिंकिंग कि इसका कुछ कंपोजिशन बनाएंगे या फिर एक लेयर डालेंगे कि या फिर एक मोमेंट का सेरेंडिपिटी का वेट करेंगे। तो कैसे अपने आप को इतना सिक्योर रखें, दैट इज लाइक समथिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट मुझे लगता है।
But it's possible that we're looking at the work of people at a certain stage of their life.
हाँ ये भी बात है, ये भी
देखो,
सही बात है।
फोटोग्राफी में मेरे को लगता है 3 स्टेज होते हैं, कंटिन्यूस है ये नहीं कि वो स्टेजेस आके चले गए. It's like I was telling you earlier that I love looking at other photographers' work as much as I like mine, maybe probably more. So my influence and my inspirations come from other people's work, okay, whether it's their style or whether it's content of the pictures. Okay? And I'm absorbing that. It's going into my hard disk. It's becoming me. उसको मैं अलग नहीं करना चाहता. वो चाहे रघु राय की फोटोग्राफ्स हैं, काटिया प्रसाद की फोटोग्राफ्स हैं, या प्रशांत पांजियर की फोटोग्राफ्स हैं, या तरुण खेवाल की फोटोग्राफ्स हैं. And the reason I'm mentioning these names is because these are different genres of photography also.
Of course.
तो ये सारे मैं देखता हूँ. आर्किटेक्चरल फोटोग्राफी मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लगती है. So, but it's going into the reservoir of my mind.
Okay.
अब मैं जब सड़क पे निकलता हूँ या किसी बिल्डिंग में जाता हूँ या किसी होटल में जाता हूँ या कोई फूड खींचने जाता हूँ, आई एम नॉट pulling out a photograph from my mind as that, but that entire thing is in a way influencing the way I see.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, in that moment, I'm seeing the way I see. And I should not, one, be embarrassed about going back to that resource. Okay. And also not be scared of seeing it the way I see it.
Yeah, that is very important.
तो ये दो जो चीज़ है ना, तो ये तो हो गया इन द क्रिएशन प्रोसेस. दूसरा, फोटोग्राफी में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट प्रोसेस आज की दुनिया में ये है और हमेशा से ये रहा है कि खींच तो आप जरूर सब कुछ खींचो, फिर होता है कि कौन सी चीज़ को आप कहोगे कि ये मेरी नज़र है, ये मेरी विजन है, इसको मैं पब्लिकली शेयर करूँगा. क्योंकि दो चीज़ होती हैं उसमें. एक, आप कह रहे हैं कि दिस द वे आई सी द वर्ल्ड, और आई सी दिस वॉल, और आई सी दिस फेस, और व्हाटएवर. दूसरा है, यू आर रेडी टू let it go.
Let it go.
क्योंकि the minute you put it out publicly, whether it's in a book, a magazine, or on Instagram, देखने वाले की वो फोटो हो जाती है, आपकी नहीं रहती वो.
अच्छा. Okay.
क्योंकि वो फिर उसमें क्या देखते हैं, वो अपने जहन से देखेंगे, वो अपने एक्सपीरियंस से देखेंगे. बिकॉज अगर फॉर इंस्टेंस, ये मेरे साथ एक बार हुआ था कि there was a photographer from Sweden and who saw photographs of Holi for the first time. And Holi with all the color, and not just the color, but people looked like they probably were fighting because they were dancing. तो मैंने जो अपनी आंख से देखा, मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि ये तो मौज हो रही है.
हाँ, सही है.
उसको लगा कि ये रायट है. And that's when you try to understand that, that photography in that moment does not necessarily give you the entire truth. ये truth वाली जो बात है ना, truth तो photography है ही नहीं.
नहीं, बट अपने साथ.
नहीं, अपने साथ. ट्रूथ क्यों? मेरे हिसाब से फोटोग्राफी होती है ओपिनियन.
ओके.
फोटोग्राफी ट्रूथ नहीं होती है.
ओके.
कोई फोटोग्राफ हो, चाहे आप सिंपल से सिंपल फोटोग्राफ खींचो या आप फोटो जर्नलिस्ट हैं, आप उस मोमेंट के बारे में अपना ओपिनियन दे रहे हैं.
ओके.
नाउ दैट ओपिनियन कैन बी बेस्ड लार्जली ऑन द इंफॉर्मेशन और द फैक्ट ऑफ व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, और इट्स यू शॉट इट इन द वे कि आपका उसका एक्सप्रेशन बन रहा है. वो अलग अलग तरीके होते हैं. फोटो जर्नलिस्ट की कोशिश होती है कि वो उसको फैक्ट की तरह से दिखाए, पर वही फोटो जर्नलिस्ट, अगर 3 फोटो जर्नलिस्ट एक सिचुएशन में खड़े हैं, ओके, एक लेफ्ट लीनिंग है, एक राइट लीनिंग है, और एक सेंट्रिस्ट है,
तीनों का अलग इमेज आने वाला है. राइट.
वो उसी चीज को, उसी सिचुएशन को किस पॉइंट पे वो बटन दबाते हैं, और फ्रेम में क्या रखते हैं, और फ्रेम के बाहर क्या सोचते हैं. ठीक है. अभी आपके इसको ट्रूथ मानेंगे?
नहीं, ट्रूथ तो नहीं है.
नहीं, फैक्ट तो मानेंगे ना, क्योंकि आखिर उन्होंने कैप्चर तो किया है. मेरा ये कहना है कि वो फैक्ट जो है वो उनका ओपिनियन है उस फैक्ट के बारे में. ट्रूथ से कोई मतलब नहीं है. फोटोग्राफी का ट्रूथ से मतलब कभी था ही नहीं. एंड आई डोंट मीन दैट इन अ नेगेटिव वे.
आई अंडरस्टैंड इट.
But more and more ever since digital came up, and now that AI is also corrupting the entire thing, तो वो ट्रूथ का तो मतलब ही नहीं रहा यार. किसका ट्रूथ है यार? तो आप, मेरे हिसाब से, और मेरी कई बार ये फोटो जर्नलिस्ट फ्रेंड्स के साथ यही आर्गुमेंट हो जाती है कि मैं उनको यही कहता हूँ कि ये आपका ओपिनियन है. आप कह रहे हैं कि आप गए थे और आप फैक्ट लेके आए हैं, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आप अपना उस फैक्ट के बारे में ओपिनियन लेके आए हैं।
और ये ओपिनियन भी जरूरी नहीं है कि अब तक सामने वाले पर्सन में पूरा पहुंचने वाला, लाइक उसको अपनी तरह से इंटरप्रेट करने वाला फॉर श्योर।
और ये मेरे ख्याल बिकॉज आई बीन एन एडवर्टाइजिंग फोटोग्राफर एंड आई रियलाइज एंड विदाउट बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव एनी शेम इन दैट कि हम तो इन्फ्लुएंस करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं भैया। अगर मेरी फोटो से आप इन्फ्लुएंस नहीं हुए
हाँ
और उस रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाने नहीं गए तो वो तो फेल होगी ना,
अच्छा
कि नहीं?
हाँ ट्रू।
मेरा ये कहना है कि जब फोटो जर्नलिज्म भी जब करी जाती है, वो फैक्ट का वो ओपिनियन लेके आता है, वो चाह रहा है कि आप उसकी तरह सोचे कि ये राइट उन्होंने कराया था, ये इन्होंने नहीं कराया था।
ट्रू।
तो मेरे को लोग बहुत गुस्सा हो जाते हैं मेरे से इस बात से। But that's the way I believe it is done.
No, it's
And and that's photography.
yeah.
So there is your intent,
Hmm.
there is your process,
Hmm.
there's your creation,
Hmm.
and once you put the photograph out, it is the interpretation of the person who sees it and how they see it.
Okay.
Yes, it's up to the photographer कि आप कितना उसमें सामान डाल रहे हैं, कि उसमें कितनी पॉसिबिलिटी है उसको इंटरप्रिटेशन की, क्वेश्चन करने की, कि वो सीधा साधा लग रहा है कि आप मेरे को देख रहे हैं इस टाइम में, मेरे आगे माइक भी है, मेरे बाल भी सफ़ेद हो रहे हैं, ये हो सकता है ये तो वो उसने काली कमीज पे नहीं ये हो गया। अब उस आप कोई और देख रहे हो, कहेगा यार ये पता नहीं, ये तो बोले ये तो बहुत बोलता होगा, ये तो बुढ़ा सा लग रहा है, ये फोटो इससे कैमरा ही नहीं उठता होगा। इट डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ दैट पर्सन इज गोना सी दिस, कि ये क्यों इसका दिखा रहे हैं, तो इसको ये तो पता नहीं 50 साल पहले की बातें कर रहे हैं, आज की बात तो करंट इसको पता ही नहीं है कुछ। So it's a lot depends on the person who is going to be looking at the photograph, and you have no control over that. So why worry about it?
Yeah.
If no one, and that's the stage which I think I am in, and
Yeah,
I'm in for a
that's
while.
I think that's a beautiful stage.
And
Yeah.
no, and it takes a long time to be
Yeah.
able to let go, because you have to let go of the ego.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So because
true.
if you think ki I will now, every photograph I put out will make someone be at least impressed, if not influenced. वो बहुत जरूरी होता है एक आर्टिस्ट के लिए। पर एक
समय आता है कि जब आप उस चीजें छोड़ते हो। हाँ,
आप इम्प्रेस हो रहे हो तो बहुत अच्छा है,
नहीं हो रहा तो और भी अच्छा है,
नहीं हो रहे तो भैया मैं तो मजे ले लिए।
हाँ,
मैं तो फोटो खींचने में मजे आ रहे थे, ले लिया।
that's तो एक और क्वेश्चन है कि हाँ लगभग हम इसी चीज़ के अराउंड ही है, लाइक जैसे जैसे हम एज ए ह्यूमन इवोल्व करते हैं तो हमारा फोटोग्राफी स्टाइल, हमारा फोटोग्राफी का तरीका वो भी चेंज होता है। तो कैन यू पुट अ लाइट ऑन दिस थिंग एंड कैन यू टेल लाइक हैज दिस थिंग हैपेंड विद यू, अभी जो हम बात कर रहे हैं फॉर एग्जांपल?
I do see a shift. I mean, for instance, okay, there's a broad shift which has been caused by the shift in or change in technology. Okay, I very consciously do know that the way one used to approach photography in the analog period is different from the way one approaches photography in the digital period. Okay, the very fact that in the analog you were using film, you had to understand and know how film reacts to light.
Oh,
So it was very unforgiving. Okay, especially color transparency, which is the only medium I used to use. Also, there were no correcting agents after that. जो आपने शूट कर लिया वही था, ना तो आपके लाइट रूम था, ना फोटोशॉप था. So all the preparation you had to do, you had to do before pressing the shutter, because then the moment was frozen with whatever you put into it. Okay. The other very important point is that it used to cost money, and not small amount of money. It was a substantial amount of money, enough for it to be worth your while. तो ख्याल आया आपको कि 36 अगर फ्रेम है तो हर एक टाइम में जब बटन दबाता हूँ तो, और मैंने वो हिसाब भी लगाया हुआ था, 15 रुपए लगते थे।
अरे दैट टाइम,
ओके, इन 90s। ठीक है, तो वो जमाना और आज का है कि आपने एक बार कैमरा खरीद लिया तो एक्चुअली टेक्निकली आपको एक नया पैसा खर्चने की जरूरत नहीं है फोटोग्राफी। ठीक है, अब वो नया कैमरा खरीदना या कुछ वो बात और है, पर वो कैमरा अगर आप चलाए जा रहे हो तो आपका एक नया पैसा नहीं लगेगा उसके बाद। दूसरा ये है कि जो आपका सॉफ्टवेयर है कैमरे के अंदर, 90% ऑफ द सिचुएशंस इट टेक्स केयर ऑफ। तो इफ यू नॉट एजुकेटेड इन फोटोग्राफी और विजुअलिटी और हैव नॉट टेकन द ट्रबल टू एजुकेट योरसेल्फ, अब फोटो देखेंगे स्क्रीन पे आप कहेंगे ठीक तो लग रही है,
ठीक लग रही है, हाँ,
चाहे कॉम्पोजिशन हो, चाहे लाइटिंग हो, चाहे कुछ हो, वो कैमरा करा के वो अपने सॉफ्टवेयर से उसको देखने में ठीक
डुएबल कर देता है। हाँ।
तो जो रिगर था लर्निंग का
हम्म।
फिल्म के साथ, कि while you were learning how to use film, you also in a way learning how to see. वो जो है पैसेज वो बदल गया है.
वो बदल गया।
And I find that even a person like me who spent what 20 years shooting with film, I am a lot more, I would say, promiscuous with photography or taking pictures than I used to be earlier. If you look at my, you know, my transparencies from earlier times, एक सिचुएशन की एक नहीं तो 2 टीपी होंगी. आज हो सकता है कि उसी सिचुएशन की आपको 10-12 दिखेंगी कम से कम.
And there are people who might be clicking 100 images of the
मैं
same.
अपनी तरफ से बहुत ज्यादा बोल रहा हूँ. 10-12 अब लोग 100 खींचते हैं तो मुबारक हो.
वो हाई शटर चलता है। Just,
तो
ठीक है।
ये बहुत भारी फर्क है. And I think that's one way which photography has changed. But then I can probably say all these things because my life has been split half-half in analog and digital.
Yeah.
But if today's photographer is coming to it only from digital and has no experience of analog, which actually is a very large percentage of people are taking pictures today,
Of course.
then their point of reference will be what they are starting from. And again, there will always be, like they've always been, those few for whom the content, the expression, and the intent matters. And for many, कैमरा है तो फोटो ले ली यार, क्या खा रहा हूँ उसकी फोटो ले ली, या किसके साथ बैठा हूँ उसकी फोटो ले ली. There's nothing wrong with that. फर्क ये है कि हर एक हमको, फॉर इंस्टेंस आई गिव यू द एनालॉजी इन राइटिंग, आज की दुनिया में most of us know how to write, but not all of us claim to be writers. Okay?
Yeah.
Even universally we say कि यार इसकी किताब छपी है और वो किताब अच्छी, उसको स्टोरी बनानी आई तो तभी वो राइटर बनाया, नॉट जस्ट बिकॉज वो कुछ
उसने लिख दिया।
राइटर है. आज की दुनिया में यह है कि हर कोई जो फोटोग्राफ ले सकता है कैमरे के साथ वो फोटोग्राफर मान.
Anyone who has a camera, he's a photographer.
तो वो देयर आर बहुत लूज डेफिनेशन.
हाँ.
एंड व्हिच अगेन आई थिंक इज, no, people don't intend to say कि I'm a photographer. You just say that I'm capable of taking pictures, which is very different from being a photographer.
Being a photographer, yeah.
Because the reason I'm giving you the analogy is that a photographer is equal to a writer, which does not mean that if I'm capable of taking a picture or if I'm capable of writing, that I can be a writer or I can be a photographer.
So who is a photographer?
Yeah.
Who is a photographer?
One who uses the medium for expressing an opinion or a point of view. There has to be intent in the photograph. After that, technical finesse, expression, all those are later. You know, quality of composition.
That's a later stage.
Line.
Yeah.
Which is again like a writer. हर एक writer जिसकी किताब छपती है वो बहुत बढ़िया जरूरी थोड़ा है. उसमें भी डिपेंड करता है ना कि क्वालिटी ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग क्या है, कैरेक्टर्स कैसे डेवलप किए हैं, किस टाइप की सिचुएशन बनाई है, ग्रामर कितनी इंटरेस्टिंग है, उसमें भी तो वही होता है ना. बट द इंटेंट वाज देयर. द इंटेंट वाज टू राइट अ स्टोरी. द इंटेंट वाज टू राइट अ नोवेल. ओके. So similarly, if you have the intent of using photography as a means of expression, then you can claim to be a photographer.
Yeah, and that's a long
not
journey.
just camera ownership.
Yeah,
and not just because I have a keyboard or a pen then I'm
so true, so true.
Let's see.
Amazing. So there is a term street photography. How you see this term, and like, is there any need to differentiate it from other genres?
ये तो क्वेश्चन मेरे ख्याल फोटोग्राफी में कई 200 साल से चल रहा है कि जॉनर्स होने चाहिए, नहीं होने चाहिए, लेबल्स होने चाहिए, नहीं होने चाहिए. करने वाले को चाहत होती है कि लेबल हो क्योंकि वो मास्टरी दिखाना चाहते हैं अपने मीडियम पे, चाहे फैशन हो, चाहे फोटो जर्नलिज्म हो, चाहे इंटीरियर हो, चाहे फूड हो, चाहे स्ट्रीट हो. बट है तो आखिर इंटेंट टू फोटोग्राफ,
intent
to find interest.
Click an image.
Also, yes, it's for instance, I take great pleasure in shooting food, in shooting interiors, in shooting on the streets. But I know very well that I am useless at fashion. Okay. So very clearly in my mind, there's a certain kind of photography which fulfills that label is not mine.
Okay.
So to that extent, I think genres and labels do matter. because it does, in a way, tell another person what your expertise is or what is not. Okay? So that's one part of it. The other is that coming back to street photography, मेरे हिसाब से स्ट्रीट फोटोग्राफी क्या होती है?
क्या होता है?
उसी का एक कंसेंसस नहीं बन पाया अभी तक कि सड़क में गली में जो खींची जाती है वही होती है कि कई आजकल वो एक्सपैंड करके द ह्यूमन experience is seen as street photography. Does a person need to be present in a street photograph for it to be part of the human experience? Or the human built habitat is good enough for it to be the human experience? Which is why I personally believe that a term like culture photography for me is, far more explanatory
For your kind of work.
for my kind of work.
Okay.
वो उससे स्ट्रीट उसमें आ जाता है कि कल्चर स्ट्रीट में चला जाता है.
ठीक, it doesn't matter.
I leave it to you.
सही है, ट्रू. ठीक है. अभी इसी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है कि फेस्टिवल्स. So festivals are generally like very rich in colors and visually very rich, you know. So a lot of subjects, a lot of actions are taking place. So to the photographers, to the young photographers, what do you suggest? Should they go for festivals, or should they step back and practice somewhere else? Like, because many people have said, like, festivals make you lazy because everything is
Given right in front of you.
So what's your point of view on that?
Two aspects to it, really. Very rightly you said that, yes, one, that you should seek out situations like that as a photographer, because they are spectacular in visual terms. Okay. It's very pleasing to be able to challenge yourself to be there to start with. And then to be able to take frames which are your experience or your point of view about that festival or that spectacle of that festival. So that at least once or twice for any particular festival, a photographer who's really keen should go through that experience. On the other side, what I find, and which is, I think, very disturbing, is the fact that once a particular festival becomes known, and because camera ownership is so high, hordes of people land up there.
Exactly.
And I'm putting this as a question and not a statement. Are they corrupting that festival?
Number one.
Or are they honoring that festival? Is a question I want to put forth to people to answer for themselves. I don't want to give an opinion on that. But the fact that the question comes to my mind is a reality.
Because now there are a lot of people who just shoot festivals. So, and like I was in Banaras last year, and there is Masan Holi. That was the first time I tried to witness that, and I went there with my camera. I can see like hundreds of people surrounding one subject, and I totally like decided at the same moment I'm not going to shoot this festival anymore. I'm just moving away because that was so disturbing for me. Like, this is not how artists should behave. This is not how art should be. This is not how photography should be. This is very like this feels like a this rat race, or like chasing a moment, or like some sort of competition with each other. So that kind of like kills the vibe that I took with myself. So that's how.
On one level, you can say it's a competition amongst each other, but also it's each individual is there because they also want to take part in that excitement. Na?
Movie that is also
जो बात कही थी about it being a lazy way of approaching photography. If that's all you're going to do because the canvas is already painted, and you're just lifting from it, that to my mind is lazy. But if you're actually there and looking for particular moments or expressions or interactions which are, a microcosm of that festival, then your intent and expression comes and stands apart. बट अगर इसलिए जा रहे क्योंकि 50 लोग और जा रहे हैं, 500 और जा रहे हैं.
मोस्टली ऐसे ही क्योंकि इंस्टाग्राम पे भी आप यू टेलिंग कि इंस्टाग्राम पे कोई भी एक नया फेस्टिवल फेमस होता है. मसान होली लास्ट 2-3 ईयर्स से फेमस है. तो नाउ एवरीवन इज गोइंग देयर एंड ट्राई टू गेट द सेम शॉट जो उनको मिला था. तो मैं भी वही शॉट लेके आऊँगा. एंड मे बी क्योंकि अभी बहुत सारे ये अवार्ड्स हैं, फोटोग्राफी अवार्ड्स हैं, तो द पीपल आर चेजिंग दैट ओनली ना, कि उनको पता है कि फेस्टिवल में जाएंगे, दैट काइंड ऑफ शॉट आई विल गेट एंड दैट विल गेट सम काइंड ऑफ रिकॉग्निशन. सो दिस इज द गेम दैट इज गोइंग ऑन, एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ लाइक ऑलवेज किल्स द मूड kills the vibe for me कि मतलब मुझे तो नहीं करना ये सब. Like I'm trying to, separate myself from that kind of experience. Because for me, photography was very meditative. But whenever I go to these kind of festivals, when I see like 100 and 200 of photographers and, trying to do something, that kind of like, I don't know, like I personally don't enjoy that experience.
बिल्कुल वही है यार, डेमोक्रेसी की बात है.
हाँ, of course.
मेरे कहने पे तो रुकेंगे नहीं.
नहीं, of course, of
और,
course.
और उसमें यही है, I do find it a bit troublesome. I do feel that that's the sanctity of that festival, for instance, for the participants.
हाँ,
Because the participants are then, for the photographers,
हाँ, that's what it's
becoming theater.
Yeah, it's a theater performance.
I'm a bit uneasy about that, but
Yeah.
I think it's wrong for me to even say anything
No,
about it.
yeah, of course.
Because I've been through that
Hmm.
path myself.
Yeah, of course.
I was lucky enough that, for instance, I went to Pushkar when there were only camels and,
हाँ,
camel breeders, and there were no photographers.
हाँ,
पर अगर मैं अब कहूँ कि अब 50 साल बाद की और क्यों जा रहे हैं,
हाँ, नहीं, of course they will go.
तो it's not right
Yeah,
to say that.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So coming to the next question is about social media and modern world. So what do you think social media is? How social media and Instagram is affecting photography in general? Is it like for people it's more expressive or more repetitive? How you see it?
बदलता हुआ सवाल है और बदलता हुआ आंसर है
जी.
रेगुलरली इसका.
हाँ,
Once again, I'll just go back to, because I've
हाँ,
been with photography since a long time. When we were shooting on film, for instance, it was one, expensive to shoot, difficult to shoot, and very importantly, the means of sharing were very limited. कुछ ही प्रिंट बना सकते थे आप. प्रिंट बना के किसको दिखा लोगे? इंटरनेट तो था नहीं. घर वालों को, 2-4 दोस्त को, एंड इफ यू वर लकी, हो सकता है कि एक गैलरी कहे आपका शो कर देंगे. एंड इफ यू वेरी वेरी लकी, तो कोई हो सकता है कोई पब्लिशर कहेगा कि आपकी किताब छाप देंगे. बट इवन इन ऑल दिस, द नंबर्स वर इन डजन्स, नॉट इवन हंड्रेड्स. ओके, तो एक तो डिजिटल से आसानी होगी फोटो खींचना. उससे बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट बात जो फोटोग्राफी के लिए हुई वो था कि इंटरनेट पे शेयर करना बहुत आसान हो गया. अगर आप देखें, पोटेंशियली आप, the minute you put a photograph on the internet, the world is your audience.
Yeah.
Whereas as long as you were making prints or even printing a book, there were only X number of people who you could reach because you had to reach them physically in real time.
Yeah.
Whereas with the internet, it's
everywhere. Yeah.
any number.
Yeah.
Okay. So that has given the illusion of I'm out there. Okay. Now, whether you're out there and being seen and appreciated, you can keep that illusion alive in your mind. Or you can then start thinking, ki, am I getting any kind of traction or any kind of feedback or any kind of appreciation from it? That is one. So for the longest time, that is what was the question. In recent years, especially with something like, Instagram, etc., there's another force which has overtaken it,
Yeah.
which is the algorithm.
Algorithm. Yeah.
तो आप पहले तो आपको चांस मिला बाहर दिखाने का, तो आपने इंटरनेट पे डाल दिया. दूसरा था कि कितने लोग देख पा रहे हैं इसको, और कन्वर्सेशन होती थी. आई रिमेंबर फेसबुक जब शुरू हुआ था, मैंने एक ग्रुप शुरू किया था, डेली फोटोग्राफर्स.
Okay.
और कितने 100 कमेंट की कन्वर्सेशन चलती थी एक फोटो के ऊपर. ओके, और दिल से.
That was a healthy space then.
हाँ. पर अब जो है, क्योंकि वो इतनी सारी वो फोटोग्राफ्स हो गई हैं और एल्गोरिथम जो है वो इसको इतना कंट्रोल कर रहा है कि आपको यही नहीं पता लग रहा है कि आपके दोस्त जो पहले कल तक जो देख रहे थे कि आज वो भी देख पा रहे हैं कि नहीं देख पा रहे. सो इट्स रियली गॉन आउट ऑफ योर कंट्रोल. एंड ऑफ कोर्स, besides the fact that Instagram has moved from still photography to video, etc., or to reels, things, तो who knows यार कि क्या हो रहा है और कहाँ जा रही है बात. तो आई स्टिल कीप कमिंग बैक कि आपका क्या इंटेंट है, आपकी क्या रिलेशनशिप है विद द प्रोसेस ऑफ मेकिंग अ फोटोग्राफ. एंड इफ यू आर ट्रू टू योरसेल्फ एंड यू आर डूइंग इट फॉर द लव ऑफ मेकिंग पिक्चर्स, इफ a large part of your satisfaction and appreciation comes from that itself, आपकी satisfaction उसमें होनी चाहिए, उसके ऊपर जो है वो उस कोने पे सुहागा है.
And should you get your pictures printed? How is it?
Again, it's in the eyes of many, especially people who started in digital or in the internet age, photography has become a screen medium. Unfortunately, the screen has been reduced down from a computer to an iPad to a phone now.
Phone, yeah.
तो उसमें एक तरह से फोटोग्राफी की बेइज्जती हो रही है, फोटोग्राफर की शायद नहीं हो रही है अभी भी. ओके, आप प्रिंट बना के उसका करेंगे क्या? अगर 4 लोग होंगे देखने वाले तो बात है.
For your own self, maybe. Just to appreciate your
As
own.
an ideal situation, of course you must. Of course you must. But I think that is a very hypothetical and a very pedantic kind of answer. It's like, आपको किताब छापनी चाहिए अपने काम की कि नहीं? Of course you must.
Yeah.
But कर पाएंगे कि नहीं, उसका आगे क्या होगा, वो is another story altogether.
So the next question is about ethics in street photography or photography in general. So there is always a tension between documenting reality or documenting what you want to document and respecting people in the same space. So how you look into it and how you navigate through the situations? I want to understand it.
Respecting people is an absolutely non-negotiable point. Okay. Now, having said that, does that include ki don't take the picture unless you've taken permission? Is where the controversy lies.
Yeah.
But if you're doing street photography, and by the very definition of street photography, it includes being able to take candid photographs on one side. And even today, in most parts of the world, anyone who's in a public space can be photographed. Okay? So I think there's a meeting point there that if you are in a public space and if you're taking photographs, it's your right. However, how you've taken that photograph and what that photograph is suggesting or implying and how you use that photograph is where the ethics comes in. Okay. Now, for instance, I have never taken photographs of what I think represents poverty in India. So I think that's in a way demeaning for the people who unfortunately are suffering for reasons which are not their fault. Okay. So and this is my personal standard. I'm not saying that, how dare anyone do that. It's really up to you to
it's your
negotiate
sensitivities
with your own sense of morality about it. And like, for instance, there would be someone who say works for an NGO and they make it a point of taking photographs of beggars because they want to make a point of that they are people who should be supported and taken out of poverty, right? So again, you need to understand where are you coming from and what, like I said, is the intent of your making that photograph. So the ethics of a photograph or photography also would come from the intent of the photographer. If I'm taking a street photograph and I am using it in an exhibition or I'm putting it up in a book, then it's my right. Legally, I'm allowed that. Okay. However, if I've taken a street photograph in which there's a person who's looking very attractive and I sell that to an advertising agency who then uses it for a brand or a service, and that person whose photograph was taken is not compensated or is not even aware of it, that is wrong. Okay. And which again is a legal thing. Legally it is, that is the understanding.
Okay.
कि अगर आपने फोटोग्राफ लिया पब्लिक स्पेस में किसी चाहे उसमें लोग हों, अगर उसको नॉन कमर्शियल यूज होगी, उसको आप क्रिएटिव यूज करते हैं, तो दैट्स योर राइट.
That's allowed.
But the minute it's used for a commercial purpose and you're making a commercial profit out of it, then that should also be shared with the person who is in the photograph. So to my mind, that's a very clear demarcation. Uske beyond ethics, street photography ki, it literally actually changes from country to country. I was just telling you that, I was recently interviewed by this person who has a podcast in Switzerland. And that's what I was telling him, that in India, people actually not just want to be photographed, they enjoy being photographed.
Yeah, of course.
People come out, children run up to you, say, मेरी photo लो, मेरी photo लो.
Of course.
आप यूरोप में किसी बच्चे की फोटो लोगे, वो कहेंगे pedophile,
Pedophile, of course.
पकड़ के इसको पुलिस को बुला लेंगे. So no, that is, no, I I can't decide कि they are wrong because that's the way they want their society to be, and their societies come from experiences.
I think you have to understand in what situation you are
Exactly.
in.
So you have to understand that. And for instance, this person who was interviewing me, he also looked at some of my European photographs because what is on my internet. So he said that over there I'm seeing photographs which are more architectural and about space rather than people. So I said, but that's exactly my point. I feel very nervous photographing people in the West because I've been told and I've realized that people are very, very conscious of their privacy and don't want to be photographed. Whereas in India, it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
People say, "अरे पूछने की क्या बात है? आप फोटो तो लीजिए हमारी."
Even if you try to shoot candid, they will come up and start smiling at you. Yeah, that's so true.
So you have to be aware of what the mahal is, what are the rules of that place. And the rules of engagement definitely as far as the commercial or non-commercial aspect is something you have to be very clear about.
Okay. So, sir, now these are like rapid fire 10 questions. You have to just take a chit out of it and you can answer the questions. Yeah.
So should I start?
Yeah. Chalo.
A book every photographer should read. The word here is read, really. So, books like Way of Seeing by John Berger. I found Susan Sontag's on photography very interesting. And I also, in the recent past, have been also reading books which has more to do with visuality and art and not just photography. I think for me, it's been very enriching to be able to also understand how other people are experiencing the visual and not just in the photography form. So that's, I find quite interesting.
Cool.
One photo you'll never forget taking. ऐसी फोटो हुई है कोई? क्योंकि कई हुई हैं ऐसी.
Still, if you want to, I have to choose one, then.
It would be really situations. I mean, for instance, I've been going to Banaras for many, many years. And एक वो जो experience है वहाँ का, for me, that's something that experience remains with me. Whether in a particular photograph or a series of photographs, or just the experience of being able to be lucky enough or blessed enough to be in the ghats of Banaras and to take pictures there. मेरे लिए वो
That's one of your favorite.
और जैसे आपने कहा था कि I've been photographing my children a lot. So that is, the photographs within that of the early age, which I imprinted in my mind, and I can't forget those.
Amazing.
Street photography in one word. जो फोटो में सड़क की छाप दिखती है वो स्ट्रीट फोटोग्राफी है.
Okay.
सड़क पे आपकी छाप नहीं दिखनी चाहिए.
Okay.
आपकी फोटो में सड़क की छाप दिखनी चाहिए.
Great.
What time of day do you love to shoot? Well, really early in the morning.
Early in the morning.
I enjoy that.
Any specific reason?
Because I love the light. It's soft. It's directional. It is very difficult to get up at 5 in the morning and go out, but एक तरह से लगता है कि मैं बहुत महान हूँ. उठ के निकल लिया यार.
So true.
The one rule you always break.
Yeah. Any conventional rule that is said.
इतना कोई ख्याल नहीं रहता. बट मेरे को ये लगता है कि लोग समझते हैं कि फोटोग्राफी में रूल होता है कि सिर्फ स्पेशल सिचुएशन की फोटो खींचो. मेरे को लगता है कि क्यों. मेरे को तो बिल्कुल ऑर्डिनरी चीज़ों की फोटो खींचनी है.
That's amazing.
तो if that's a rule, maybe I'm breaking it. A photo you wish you had taken. This is something which I'm very clear about. I wish I had taken some more photographs and portraits of my father, which I never really got a chance to do because he passed away long before I got into photography seriously enough. One city you love shooting in. I just mentioned Banaras, so वो तो है ही है. But I will add to this Paris, and I will add to this Calcutta.
Okay.
And I will add to this New York.
Okay.
And I will add to this Bombay.
There is no one city then.
क्यों एक हो?
सही बात है.
हर एक शहर का एक अपना माहौल होता है, अपना सोल होता है.
Yes.
I want to explore all those different ways.
Yeah.
how a photographer becomes an artist? By being expressive, by
Express.
having intent and by
Intent and
having
expression.
expression. And then the photography is just one of the mediums. You could
Hmm.
be a writer, you could be a singer, dancer, whatever it is. Intent and expression, as far as I'm concerned, is the reason for
Hmm.
being seen as an artist.
100%.
Black and white or color, I have been always oriented towards color, which
Hmm.
not for a moment means
Hmm.
I don't admire or love black and white.
Hmm.
I do.
Hmm.
And I think there are lots of photographs and situations which look so much better in black and white than they in color. So for me, it's really about the photograph deciding ki what should I be in rather than what should I shoot.
I think scene tells you that I want to be in black and white or colors. Yeah.
Favorite lens for the street? I used the Fujifilm XT series cameras for the last many years. और उसको 1680 का एक zoom है. वो मेरे
Good
हिसाब
to
से
when you, yeah.
90% of my situations are covered with that.
So true.
An underrated street photographer. ऐसे नाम लेना तो नहीं मैं चाहूँगा क्योंकि वो मिसअंडरस्टैंड हो जाती है underrated की.
That's true.
but
Like someone you want to just mention that he's really good. You can just maybe in present time you are admiring.
नहीं ऐसे तो कई हैं बट वो सब एडमायर भी हो जाते हैं. नहीं but मेरे को the only thing I would want to say about this is the fact that one should not be just looking at the photographs of people who you've been admiring only. There are many others who are underrated who might be producing work and more importantly evolving and becoming better. So if you do see a spark of good work in someone and maybe not consistency yet, if you follow them for a couple of years, you'll find that is something which improves and enriches you also.
Okay.
Instagram blessing or curse? Blessing ही है यार.
Blessing है ना वैसे तो. कुछ चीज़ों
सोशल मीडिया मेरे को तो बहुत पसंद है. फेसबुक पे भी हूँ, इंस्टाग्राम पे भी हूँ.
वैसे तो मजे आते हैं.
3-4 बारी पोस्ट भी करता हूँ. इट्स कर्ज का सवाल ही नहीं है. उसमें यह है कि इंस्टाग्राम का एल्गोरिथम मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगता. बट इंस्टाग्राम तो प्लेटफॉर्म है यार. दुनिया को आप काम दिखा पा रहे हो. दुनिया से आप अपने काम के बारे में सुन रहे हो. वो कर्ज कैसे हो सकता है? उसकी और प्रॉब्लम्स अलग हैं, सोशल प्रॉब्लम्स.
आई थिंक इंसान खुद ही अपने डिजायर्स के सर्कल में फंस जाता है. दैट्स व्हाई कर्स बन रहा है. अदरवाइज इन इटसेल्फ तो वो ठीक है. आई थिंक है ना.
एब्सोल्युटली.
So last question to you, after spending so much time observing India and its streets and the people, so what is there that still surprises you about the country?
I wouldn't know or say what surprises me about the country, but I just love the country.
Yeah.
It's मेरी माँ है ये. और अपनी माँ को, आपकी माँ आपको इरिटेट भी करती है, आप उसको प्यार भी करते हो. आप कहते चुप कर, ये क्यों बोलती रहती है. I don't like, but that's the same for me for India. There are things which I love about India. There's things which I dislike about India. But as a whole package, it's me. It's, it's inseparable. So I just love being an Indian. I just love my experience of photographing India. And which doesn't mean that I don't like photographing other places, other situations. बट अगर कोई कहे कि आज के बाद तू हिंदुस्तान के बाहर निकल के नहीं फोटो खींच सकता है, दैट से फाइन. यही ठीक है.
ओके.
इसी से प्यार है, यही चलेगा.
अमेजिंग. Thank you so much, sir, for your precious time and for sharing your thoughts, your wisdom.
Thank you so much, Naeem. This was a pleasure and I appreciate the questions you asked.
Thank you so much.
And it made me think and, in a way, think of where I have been and what I have followed as a path. And I hope it's been of some interest to you. And
of course. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.